Welcome to our third episode of Gina's Gems, where you get to meet the team behind the scenes. Back with us today is Melissa Fetzer, one of our senior consultants, who is here to provide some additional gems around DE&I in the large employer market. Because it's such a relevant topic, we actually broke this topic into two different episodes. So today's part 2, and the focus will be on life and accident insurance and voluntary benefits. So Melissa, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. There's a lot to cover on this topic. So having a second episode is great. Have some additional ideas to share and for employers to think about.
Awesome. So given the prioritization of large employers for DE&I initiatives, I'd love for you to talk about some possible solutions and things that employers might want to consider relative to life AD&D and supplemental health benefits.
Sounds good. So yeah, let's talk about life insurance first. So just reviewing the contract and reviewing provisions to make sure that they make sense for your culture. Look at age reductions, continuation of coverage during disability. Historically, this has been permanent disability, waiver of premium. Doesn't make sense to align it with the long-term disability approval, the long-term disability definition of disability. And maybe it's on a premium continuation basis overall. Looking at adding potentially a stillbirth benefit. This would help support families going through a difficult time. And then also with newborn coverage, making sure that, one of the last things that parents are thinking about is adding child coverage. So allowing that newborn period of 30 or 60 days post-birth to have that protection in case something unfortunate happens. Looking at the suicide exclusion on supplemental life, does that align to your culture? Does that make sense? With the supplemental health benefits like accident, like hospital and critical illness, review those exclusions as well. There's typically a mental health or an addiction exclusion in these plans. And, is that really fair in comparison to someone who has a health condition or, induced by lifestyle choices? Really kind of challenging that with the insured to make sure it makes sense. And again, align to your culture. And international coverage, we have many employers with really large international populations. And if they get sick and they go to their home country and then they don't have benefits. So we really want to make sure that their accidents that happen internationally or a diagnosis that happens internationally is covered under these plans. We need to make sure that these programs support employees when they need it the most.
Yeah, you made some really good points, and I think these are really great ideas. I guess my question is, how do employers actually get this done, and how can the Tryon ADL team support that effort?
Yeah, so it's important to remember that insurers can and really should be challenged. They do have flexibility in their contracts. If we don't ask, we don't know. If we don't push, things don't change, right? So there's comfort in the status quo for these insurers, but we need partners to take the programs to the next level. And we're finding insurers really want to do this as well. When challenged, like, oh, well, yeah, this really doesn't make sense. Or, we should really look at this and we should change. It's really a partnership and a negotiation. And of course, Tryon ADL is happy to support any employer through these negotiations.
Yes, absolutely. We are here to serve as a resource. I'm always happy to help and would love to do so for the large employers looking for help in this area. So before we end the interview, is there any success stories or little nuggets that you want to share?
Yeah, so one thing that we're really excited about is the stillbirth benefit example that we talked about earlier. We really pushed and helped to draft the first stillbirth language with an insurer, and it was ultimately approved with the Department of Insurance, which is fabulous. And again, it really provides that support to a family when they're going through a very difficult time and really need that extra protection the most. So, and we've since got this going and approved with 2 other insurers. And so again, we really work and partner and try to push the carriers to take it to the next level.
Awesome. I know you do a fabulous job doing that. So thank you for that. Thank you for being here. It was so great to be with you. Thank you all for joining us, for tuning in. We hope to see you next time. See you soon.